Hello? No. No. No, I don't have enough time for all that nonsense. No, I get it. It's a bill. I can't be paying that right now. I can't. Hello? Oscar Rivera, St. Matthew's Catholic Church. What? No, I can't. There's too much going on. You don't understand. This brain doesn't stop. It just keeps going. Yeah, it's like a clock. Like the gears just go, 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 go. Hello? No, I can't. Look, there's too much on my schedule right now. Listen, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I'll call you back. I don't even know what phone I'm picking up anymore. I really don't. I have no idea. Has this ever happened to you? Have you just been so overworked, so tired, so frustrated? I mean, you were just absolutely losing your mind. The amount of restlessness, by the time you finally get a breath, you go lay down and realize that you can't lay down because your head just keeps going and going and going. And you're like, hey God, where's my reprieve, man? Do I ever get a moment to breathe? Well, Sunday's readings are just like that, but spiritual. Let's get right into it. The first reading, we look at Job. Job is an interesting character in that he is an extremely faithful man of God. He is rich beyond rich. He has land, he has cattle, he has livestock, he has a lot of children, he has a beautiful wife, he's respected in the village. Everyone loves Job. And one day Satan asked God a simple question, or more of a challenge. Says, just give me some time with him and I guarantee you that I'll make him turn away from you. And God is not shook by this, and nor does he believe that Job would be shook by this. And he says, fine, do as you must, but I guarantee you that my servant Job will not turn his back. Job right here is letting out a serious vent session right now. He's basically saying, I just can't handle this anymore. I have so much going on in my head. Suffering is so hard. I can't handle what's going on. Job lost his livestock, he lost his children, he lost his wife, and he's losing respect from the town because he was a faithful man of God who is now going completely in despair mode. He can't sleep at night thinking about all the stuff that's going on, all the suffering. He literally says, when should I rise? I don't even know when to get up anymore. He's like, I'm restless throughout the night. I just can't stop. I can't turn it off. I can't do this. But the question that he asked was, when shall I rise? We'll get back to that. Let's go to the second reading. The second reading is Paul. Now, let's talk about Paul, because we understand that Paul used to be Saul. Saul, a very powerful man. A man that would persecute families. He would cast judgment on families for following Christ. So he had power. People feared him. And here we hear that he's kind of asking, Lord, where's my recompense? Where's my reward? He himself is boasting only of his weakness. A man who was once powerful is only boasting in his weakness and saying to himself that to the weak I will be weak for the sake of the gospel. I will be all things to all people for the sake of the gospel. That means that his former self is nothing. But still, the question is posed. When can I breathe? Where is my reprieve? It's hard. It's a responsibility. I need to do this for the sake of others, not just for myself. And then we go into the gospel. We started very early in Mark. And Mark at this point is showing that the ministry has hit the ground running. Jesus is out there healing and rebuking. He's surrounded by people. People are coming to him left and right. And then we hear that he rises in the morning and he goes into a deserted place so that he can pray. And then shortly after, he hits the ground running again. So how does this all tie in? All right, let me go to the first reading and then jump over to the gospel. Okay? Because Job asked a question, when shall I rise? When shall I rise? He is completely destroyed by his suffering. He's completely down. He's despairing something furious. And the question that he poses is, when shall I rise? Now, whether he's just emotionally venting or he's being extremely dramatic, either way, the question was asked, when shall I rise? And in the gospel, we hear, and he woke up early in the morning, or he rose early in the morning, and he went to a deserted place. Now, some translations say early in the morning he rose and went to a deserted place. And in the Greek, that rose means to take action. There's action with a purpose. He is standing with a purpose, and that purpose is to go pray. Some biblical theologians would say that this right here is a foreshadowing of our Sunday liturgy, of our Sunday obligation, of waking up and going to that place, the house of God, to get ourselves right. But then what you see here shortly after is, once that praying is done, there is action that takes place. He goes to another village to continue the work of the gospel. And that's where we go into the second reading. The second reading, we bounce back and we realize that this work is tiresome. When we leave on Sunday, we should leave with this sense of, yes, let's take on the world. And then that Monday through Saturday, it gets tiresome. So much so that we probably don't even make it past Sunday in the work of the gospel. When we go to work and people are bombarding us with questions about work, we come home and we're getting bombarded with the realities of home. All of a sudden, that hope is dissipated. We almost feel like Job. We start to panic. Those gears just don't turn off at night. We just keep going and going and going. And we ask ourselves, where's my reprieve? Where's my reward? Where do I get compensated for this? This is where we're at. Our gears just keep going and going and going. So much so that the gospel part is harder. It's harder than our work. Because our work we can get through, but to turn off the work and reach out and preach the gospel, live the gospel, to do that, that's harder work. We don't see where we are rewarded for this. At work, we get rewarded with a paycheck. When you go work out, the reward is the gains that you get. When you're playing a sport, the reward is that winning trophy. So the world has a ton of rewards that we can definitely hold on to. But when it comes to the work of the gospel, Paul's like, where is that reward? But it doesn't matter. I will be weak for the weak. I will be all things to all people. Because he's not looking for a physical reward. He is looking for his eternal reward. These readings have everything to do with our everyday life today. It's not just a Job thing. It's not just a Paul thing. It's an us thing. We do wake up and say, man, life is a drudgery. We do wake up and feel like we're just out there working for nothing. We do wake up sometimes and say, what's the point? No matter how hard I work at loving people, at serving people, they're always going to turn back and do the opposite. And where are you, God? Because in this, I'm still suffering financially, physically, emotionally, mentally. I'm still suffering. So even while I'm preaching the gospel, God, where is my reward? This life is a drudgery. But Jesus is saying, arise. Because this morning, this moment right here, at the liturgy, at your Mass, this is your reward. This is your recompense. This is where the restless get rest. So number one, throughout the week, make sure that you are finding time for yourself to pray. But number two, that prayer becomes perfected at Mass, at the sacred liturgy. Your prayer becomes perfected at the liturgy. And this moment becomes your everything. So as you read this, as you hear these, put yourself in the position of Job. Put yourself as Paul. And actually put yourself in the presence of Jesus. And see how even he, while being bombarded with the work of the gospel, took time to rest to pray, then he took action again. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless you.